Hello. Magandang hapon po mga kapatid. Happy Sabbath po sa lahat. It's a delight for me to share some thoughts from the Word of God with you this afternoon. Ngayon pong hapon mga kapatid, let me share some thoughts. My talk this afternoon is simply entitled Generosity. Ayan. So for the next few moments, let me share some thoughts. Ano ba ang sasabi ng Bible of the topic? Generosity. No fancy title ngayon, simply generosity. Sabi ni Ellen White, to give is to live. Let's unpack that for the next few moments, shall we? As we start, shall we bow down our heads for a word of prayer? Ama namin na sa langit, lubos po ang aming pagpapasalamat sa inyo, sa inyong pagmamahal, sa inyong biyaya. Aming hiniling Panginoon, ang aming mapapag-aralan sa hapong ito ay maging simple, maging pakipakinabang sa bawat isa. Nawa ito, Panginoon, ay makapagdulot ng pagbabago kung paano kami mamuhay at kung paano namin ipakita ang inyong pagmamahal sa mundo. Tulungan kami. Naway si Kristo at si Kristo lamang ang aming makita sa mga oras na ito. Ito po ang aming samadalangin sa ngalan ng Kristo Jesus. Amen. In the financial world, mga kapatid, they have a lot of various terms, iba't ibang salita upang i-describe ang pagpasok at paglabas ng pera. The inflow and the outflow of money. Next slide. May mga words sa financial world na ating ginagamit. For example, income and expenses. Di ba? Income is the inflow of money towards our account. Expenses is the outflow. Di ba? Labas pera, income. Pasok ang pera, income. Paglabas ng pera, expenses. There's more terms. Next slide. For example, isa pang term na ginagamit natin. Next slide po. Ang isa pa pong mga terms na ginagamit natin in line with this is assets and liabilities. Di ba? Assets are those that generate money coming in through our account. Ginagamit natin ang salitang asset para sa mga bagay na nagbibigay ng pera sa atin. And liabilities for those things na naglalabas ng pera. Next slide. Isa pang term na ginagamit natin is credit and debit. Di ba? Credit is sa paglabas ng pera. Debit is sa pagpasok ng pera. Now, the basic rule of finance in any realm, ang pinaka-basic ay ganito. Next slide. Huwag mong hayaan na ang iyong expenses is much bigger than your income. Tama? Doon natin nakukuha yung idea, yung concept na live below your means. Huwag mong hayaan na yung lumalabas na pera ay mas malaki sa pumapasok na pera. Now, that's the basic rule of finance. In order to survive and thrive, financially speaking, we must keep that concept, that rule at the back of our minds. Para mag-survive financially, dapat mas malaki ang pumapasok sa atin kesa yung lumalabas. Pero nakita natin kanina mga kapatid, sa first slide, sabi ni Ellen White, to give is to live. In Ellen White's perspective, in order to survive and thrive, in the perspective of a Christian, dapat mas malaki yung ating ibinibigay sa ating tinatanggap. Next slide. Now for the next few moments, gusto ko po magkaroon ng onting survey sa inyo. Take out your phones. Kung may papel kayo or may papel kayo at ballpen, pwede niyong gamitin ang inyong ballpen at papel. But for those who have phones, please take out your phones and then create 2 headings sa inyong notepad, sa inyong cellphone. Take out your phones and create 2 headings. Number 1, things I received and things I gave. Now, look back 12 months ago. Sa nakaraang 12 na buwan, ano ang inyong natanggap at ano yung inyong mga bagay na inyong naibigay? Okay mga kapatid? Pwedeng ilabas niyo po ang inyong mga phone ngayon at bibigyan ko ng time, ilista. And then I'll ask some of you later on. Probably 3 minutes for our short activity. For the past 12 months, ano yung inyong ibinigay? At the best of your memory, ano yung mga inyong naibigay? At ano yung mga inyong naitanggap? As many as you want. Ayan, I hope na naisulat nyo. I'm a firm believer of what we call journaling. Much better na naisusulat para ma-express natin yung ating nasa isip natin. And then for record's sake. Now, no need to share it sa inyong katabi. You can be as private as you want. Baka nakatanggap ka na 1,000,000. Tayo yung pagsabi-sabi. Ngayon, itong panto ng mga kapatid. From the exercise, from looking back from the past 12 months, from a quick survey of your memory, sino po dito ang mas maraming natanggap kesa sa kanilang naibigay? Taas po ang kamay. Sino po ang mas maraming natanggap kesa sa kanilang natanggap? Okay, sino naman dito ang mas marami ang naibigay? Mas maraming naibigay kesa sa ating natanggap. Okay, a few. Now looking back, next slide. Looking back in our lives, it's safe to say na mas marami tayong natanggap, at least for the most of us, kesa sa ating binibigay. Ang common objection sa mga taong ayaw magbigay or reluctant to give is that, sabi nila, wala kaming may bibigay. But the quick survey shows us na marami tayong may bibigay kasi marami tayong natanggap sa Panginoon. Marami tayong natanggap sa ating mga kaibigan. Now, that shows us, we realize that we are not giving as much when we recognize how much we have received. Ating natatamo, ating nakikita na hindi pa pala tayo nakakapagbigay as much as we can and as much as we should when we realize that we have received so much primarily from the Lord and secondarily from our fellow men. So that shows us, mga kapatid, that there's room, di ba? There's room, there's space for improvement, especially on the area of generosity. Ngayon, bakit ito mahalaga? Next slide. I'm always a fan of what we call, which is unique sa Adventista, which is unique sa ating church. And that is what we call the Great Controversy theme. The Great Controversy theme basically tells us isa siyang interpretative lens. Diba? Most of you ng mga bata, nagbuo kayo ng mga puzzle. Ang ibang puzzle is 50 pieces puzzle. Ang iba ay 1,000 piece. Now, the puzzle, it's easy to form and to complete the puzzle if you know the bigger picture. Ang Great Controversy, ang labanan between good and evil, shows us the bigger picture. Kung bakit mahalaga ang ating mga doctrines, ang ating mga lifestyle, ang ating mga practice. Now, let us see in the context ng great controversy, labanan between good and evil, kung bakit mahalaga ang pagiging mapagbigay. Next slide. Sabi ni Ellen White, there are various quotations coming from the writings of Ellen White that seems to give a hint. Now, before that, let me give a short exercise. Sabihin niyo po, may mga few words dyan, sabihin niyo yung opposite, yung kabaliktaran. Okay? Simula tayo sa word na tall. Ano po ang kabaliktaran ng tall? Short. Very good. Next word. Ano ang kabaliktaran ng word na few? Many. Next slide. Next. Ano ang kabaliktaran ng puti? Black. Last. I would like to ask, what is the opposite of love? I would like to argue, at naway makuha nyo to at the end of our talk, that the opposite of love is not hate. The opposite of love is selfishness. Love is always other-centered. Ang kanyang laging iniisip ay ang kapakanan ng iba. That's why love always gives. Love is not on the receiving end. It's always on the giving side of things. Makikita natin mga kapatid, as we progress, that love, it's antithesis, it's opposite, ang kanyang kabaliktaran. Yes, it's hate on the common sense. But on a biblical perspective, it's selfishness. Sabi ni Ellen White, tingnan natin to. Nung naglabanan, nung naipako si Kristo sa krus ng Kalbaryo, ito ang pag-describe ni Ellen White. Sabi ni Ellen White, at the cross of Calvary. Ano ang naglabanan? At the cross of Calvary, love and selfishness stood face to face. Here sa cross mga kapatid, makikita natin ang embodiment ng pagmamahal. Si Kristo, namuhay siya sa lupa upang ibigay ang kanyang sarili. But in the cross, we can see as well the workings of selfishness. Ang espiritu ng kalaban. Ang gusto ng kalaban ay kunin lagi ang hindi sa kanya. Tama? Nababasa natin sa Isaiah, wala ito sa slides. Sabi sa Isaiah, gusto kong maging equal ng Most High. Gusto kong makaupo doon sa trono. Gusto kong makapunta doon sa Zion. Diba? It's always I. It's always me-centered. Love is always other-centered. Ibig sabihin, ang opposite niya is selfishness. Next slide. May mga quotations sa Ellen White na nagpapakita that giving is the secret to a happy life. That giving is the secret to a happy living. Kanina, atin nakita sa opening illustration na upang mag-survive financially, dapat mas marami kang tinatanggap kaysa sa iyong nilalabas. That's the basic rule of finance. But that's so sa Christian life. Sa Christian life, mga kapatid, dapat mas marami tayong ibinibigay kaysa sa ating tinatanggap. Sabi ni Ellen White, the law of what? Self-renouncing. Ibig sabihin, hindi mo inuuna ang iyong sarili. The law of self-renouncing love is the law of life. Sabi niya pa, the great law of life. Di ba pabalik-balik? Law of life. In order to have life, your focus is not to be on yourself. It's to be on others. The great law of life is a law of service. At ito yung quotation kanina on the first slide, to give is to live. Ang sabi ni Ellen White, gusto mo mag-thrive and survive in your Christian life? The secret is to give. Self-renunciation, naman ito. Self-renunciation is the great law of self-preservation. Daw, kapag hindi mo inuuna ang iyong sarili, then you are preserving yourself. Di ba? Parang napaka-ironic. Kapag hindi mo inuuna ang iyong sarili, that preserves yourself. your sanity, your well-being, ang iyong Christian life, ang iyong spirituality. But on the other hand, sabi niya, ang self-preservation, kapag inuuna mo ang iyong sarili, is the law of self-destruction. Now, it doesn't mean you don't need to take care of yourselves. Sabi ng Bible, love your neighbor as yourself. But it means na unahin mo ang ibang tao kaysa sa iyong sa isa kapakanan mo. That means your focus is not on yourself. It's on other people. That's the nature of love. It's on the giving side, not on the receiving end. Next slide. Ngayon, bakit mahalaga ito? Nabanggit natin na dapat natin ito binabanggit in the perspective of the great controversy theme. Labanan between God and Satan. Sabi ni Ellen White, unselfishness, the principle of God's kingdom. Unselfishness, ibig sabihin, hindi siya selfish, is the principle that Satan hates. Its very existence, he denies. And take note of this. From the beginning of the great controversy, sa simula pala ng labanan between good and evil, ano ang kanyang ginagawa? From the beginning of the great controversy, he has endeavored, kanyang pinagsumikapan. He has endeavored to prove God's principles of action to be selfish. Ang Panginoon, selfish. Nakaupo lang sa trono, nag-uutos ng anghel. Okay, punta ka muna sa earth. Pshung! Selfish ka, Panginoon. You're doing things just for yourself. Gusto mong sambahin. Gusto mong paglingkuran ang sarili mo. Yun ang ginagawa ni Satanas. To prove God's principles of action to be selfish. And he deals in the same way with whom? With all who serve God. Ang accusation ni Satan, mga kapatid, is God is selfish, we are selfish. So in the perspective of the great controversy, yun ang sinasabi ni Satanas. Laban sa Panginoon at laban sa atin. And so, ano ang dapat natin gawin? Sabi ni Ellen White, to disprove Satan's claim. Ano yung claim niya? Na selfish ang Panginoon, selfish tayo. To disprove Satan's claim is the work of Christ and of all who bear His name. Bakit mahalaga na maging generous? Not only for you, not only for the good of society, but for the accusations of Satan to be answered. Hindi lamang para makapagbigay, bagkus para masagot ang accusation ni Satan na ang Panginoon ay selfish, we are selfish. But God is waiting for a people who is on the giving side, not on the receiving end. Next slide. In nature, mga kapatid, we can always see this recurring theme na dapat laging magbigay. Diba? Alam natin, out of all the creatures sa lupa, parang tayo yung napaka-selfish, tama? Tayong selfish na nilalang. Gusto natin laging tumanggap, pero ayaw natin minsan magbigay. Next slide. But in nature, the pervading theme is always to give. For example, di ba alam natin to? Yung water, nag-evaporate, naging clouds, nagiging ulan, nakakapag-produce ng halaman, yung halaman nagbibigay ng carbon dioxide. Di ba? The cycle always shows us that nature, its pervading theme, is interdependence. Na iyong ibinigay, balang araw babalik din sa'yo. But their focus is not only to receive, their focus is to give. Sabi ni Ellen White, next slide. Sabi niya, we are all woven together in the great web of humanity. And whatever we can do, anuman ang ating ginagawa to benefit and uplift others, will reflect in blessing upon ourselves. Di ba nakita niyo yung sa picture kanina? Kapag ang ulan ay nagbigay, babalik din nyo sa kanya in the form of carbon dioxide. It's always receiving. It's always giving. The law of mutual dependence runs through all classes of society, and not only society. Nakita natin kanina sa nature. It's always to give. Another illustration. Next slide. Hindi ko alam kung familiar kayo dito, but in the Middle East, okay, another quote pala. Sabi ni Hafez, isang philosopher, sabi niya, Hafez, next slide po, even after all this time, sabi niya, binabalikan niya yung illustration ng nature, na ang nature lagi nagbibigay. Even after all this time, the sun never says to the earth, you owe me. Sabi ng sun, may utang ka sa akin kasi ako yung nagbibigay ng liwanag. But no, the sun's focus is always to give, not on the receiving end. Look what happens with the love like that. It lights up the whole sky. Why? Because their focus, their emphasis is on the giving end, not on the receiving one. Now in Israel, in Jerusalem, let me show this map. Sa Jerusalem, I hope kita nyo, sa Israel, may dalawang sea. Sa baba, ang tawag natin is the Dead Sea, and sa taas, Sea of Galilee. Ngayon yung dalawang mga kapatid, ang Dead Sea at ang Sea of Galilee have the same water source. Ang pinanggagalingan nila ay yung Jordan River. Kasi yung Jordan River medyo elevated, then yung tubig bumababa papunta sa Dead Sea, at yung isang tubig bumababa papuntang Sea of Galilee. They both have the same source, okay? Pero may interesting contrast dun sa dalawa. Kapag pupunta tayo ngayon sa Jerusalem, kapag pumunta tayo sa Sea of Galilee, kapag titingala tayo, maraming ibon. Kapag titingin tayo sa tubig, maraming isda. The Sea of Galilee is full of life, teeming with life. Pero kapag pupunta tayo dyan sa ibaba, sa Dead Sea, it is what it is. Dead. Walang ibon sa itaas, walang isda sa tubig. Now, ang tanong, why? They both have the same water source. Same lang pinanggagalingan ng tubig. Pero bakit ang isa punong-puno ng buhay? At ang isa, walang buhay. Next slide. Now, if we look closely at the map, ito ang ating makikita. Now, that's the Sea of, that's the Dead Sea, I mean. Ang Dead Sea, kung makikita nyo, once it receives the water, there's no way out. Kapag natanggap niya yung tubig, hindi na siya nagbibigay. Its focus is only to receive the water coming from the Jordan. Ang kanyang goal is to hoard the water to itself. At wala siyang pinagbibigay ng tubig. But on the contrast, next slide, ang isang sea, the Sea of Galilee, once it receives water from the Jordan, it then spreads to other smaller bodies of water. And that sustains life sa Sea of Galilee. Now you see that even in nature, it shows that the secret of life, a happy life, a life to its maximum potential, is not to receive, but to give. If we want to live a happy life, Pinapahiwatig ng Biblia, ni Ellen White, ng nature, anumang illustration ang kailangan natin, that the secret to life is to give. It's not merely to receive. It's always focused on giving. Giving is the secret to happiness. Nabasa natin ito kanina sa mga quotations ni Ellen White. Now let's go to the Bible itself. Generosity in the Bible. Next slide po. Now there's this verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verses 6 to 8. Ito yung parang pinaka-common na teksto when it comes sa generosity. Tama? Sabi ni Pablo, but this I say, he who sows sparingly will also reap sparingly. And he who sows bountifully, sino mang naghasik ng marami, ay aani ng marami. Tama? Nakita niyo yung law of kanina, interdependence? Kapag marami kang ibinigay, marami kang matatanggap. So let each one give as he purposes in his heart. And take ng mga kapatid yung condition, not grudgingly. Hindi yung masama pa ang loob. Nagbigay ka sana, masama pa ang loob. Or of necessity. Elder kasi ako, kaya kailangan ko mag-return ng tithes. Or of necessity. It shouldn't be grudgingly. Or of necessity, kasi kailangan mo. How should it be given? For God loves a cheerful giver. And God is able to make all grace value toward you, that you. Take it mga kapatid, ito yung binabanggit niya ni Ellen White, that to give is to live. Na kapag ikaw ay nagbigay, hindi ibig sabihin ikaw ay mawawalan. Kasi sabi ng Bible, when you give, you will always have all sufficiency in all things. Ikaw ay sapat sa lahat ng bagay. Sufficiency in all things. May have an abundance, di ba? Yung mga word. Kapag ikaw ay nagbigay, you will have sufficiency, abundance in all things. Next slide po. One time, a man was touring around a resort. Naglalakad siya. He was enjoying the beautiful scenery, the warmth and majestic view of the ocean. Then suddenly, may nakita siya mga kapatid. Nasira ang kanyang mood. Next slide. Nakita niya on the other side, isang squatter's area. Kagad-agad, something in that rich man's heart was plucked. Parang may humapdi doon sa kanyang puso. Sumakay siya sa kanyang kotse, nag-drive ng mabilis, then umuwi sa kanyang tahanan, and then cried out in despair. Sabi sa Panginoon, Panginoon, bakit ganon? Kung ikaw ay mabuti, bakit sila naghihirap? And the Lord whispered to this rich man's heart. Sabi niya, anak, pinagpala kita para maging pagpapala sa kanila. Pinagpala ng Panginoon yung mayamang iyon in order to be an answer sa kanyang request. Di ba sometimes, di ko alam kung narinig niyo yung famous adage, pinasikat siya ng isang author, sabi, where is God when it hurts? May isang libro patungkol dyan, si Philip Yancey. Sabi niya, where is God when it hurts? Pero sabi niya, ang tamang tanong is not where is God when it hurts? Sabi niya, where is the church when it hurts? Nung mayaman mga kapatid, siya pinagpala upang siya maging kasagutan doon sa problema na kanya nakikita. And sometimes, we're complaining on the condition of the world. Well, in fact, tayo yung kasagutan sa problema ng mundo. Now, what is generosity? Next slide. Ang generosity, mga kapatid, is simply, it is sharing the blessings God gave you. Kung titingnan natin tong definition na 'to, wala ka naman talagang binibigay. Kasi lahat ng binibigay mo ay natanggap mo lang naman sa Panginoon. Wala ka talagang binibigay na nanggaling talaga sa'yo. You are merely sharing what God has bestowed on you. Generosity isn't about giving. It's about sharing what God has showered upon your life. Next slide po. Ito yung laging tanong. Should I always give? Ito lagi kong natatanggap. For example, next slide. Common illustration. Nagda-drive ka sa Manila, nag-red light, then biglang may kumatok sa'yo. Isang beggar, humihingi ng limos o ng pera. And the common question is, should I always give? Dapat ba akong magbigay? Sabi ng kautusan, bawal na magbigay kasi ito tolerate eh. But the question is, should I always give? And the short answer is, yes. Parang tanong, paano? Next slide. Ito ang sabi ng Bible. Isaiah 32 verse 8, but a generous man, ano daw? Ang taong mapagbigay, ang taong tunay na nagbibigay. Ano ang kanyang ginagawa? But a generous man devises. Nag-iisip siya. Gumagawa siya. But a generous man devises generous things. And by generosity, he shall stand. Ibig sabihin, ang tunay na mapagbigay, hindi lang basta-basta nagbibigay. Siya nag-iisip kung paano magbigay. Diba? Common story, pupunta ang isang tao sa TV show, sabihin ng TV host, bigyan ng 5,000 yan. After ng ilang araw, ano nangyari sa 5,000? Wala na. Because we didn't address the root of the issue. Next slide po. Parang ganito lang yan mga kapatid. Sabi ng isang Chinese proverb, if you give man a fish, you feed him for a day. But if you teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. So ang tanong, should you always give? Yes. But the question, how should I give? Because giving isn't only about monetary services. Hindi lang pera ang binibigay mo. How can I become a blessing sa taong ito? Because money isn't the solution. Sabi ng Bible, a generous man devises generous things. Next slide. Sabi ni Ellen White, real charity helps men to help themselves. Hindi ka lang tumutulong sa kanya. Tinutulungan mo siya na tulungan ang kanyang sarili. So here we see, should I always give? Yes. But the question is, how should I give? Next slide. We're coming to a close. Sabi ng John 3:16, the epitome of generosity, the embodiment of love, the very exemplar of what it means to be generous is no other than God Himself. For God so loved the world that He gave. Kapatid, ang giving is a manifestation of love. For God so loved the world that He gave. And He didn't only give a portion of heaven. Hindi siya nagbigay ng isang anghel. Binigay niya ang kanyang bugtong na anak. That whoever believes in Him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Sabi ni Ellen White, sa next slide. But before that, May idea ng mga kapatid na ganito. Magkaroon tayo ng gift giving kasi marami kaming damit na hindi na nagagamit. And that's good. That's commendable, tama? Kung di mo nga naman gagamitin, ibigay mo na lang sa iba. But giving in its truest form isn't giving what you don't want or need. Giving what you don't need is not generosity. It's decluttering. Nilalabas mo lang yung di mo kailangan. Nung binigay ng Diyos ang kanyang anak, hindi niya sinabi, hindi ko na kailangan ng aking anak, inyo na yan. He gave the most precious possession of heaven. Because that's what generosity is about. It's giving what's close to your heart. Next slide po. Sabi ni Ellen White, to give thought and time and personal effort. I love this one. I've just discovered this last night. To give thought and time and personal effort costs far more than merely to give money. But it is the truest charity. Di ba mga kapatid? Sometimes we want to help, but we want to take the easy route. Gusto natin tumulong, pero ayaw natin tayong mabulabog ang ating day-to-day life. Kaya ito na lang yung pera, kapatid. God bless. But we don't take the time, the thought, and the effort na pakisamahan siya sa kanyang messed up world. But giving and generosity in its truest form isn't just giving money. It's giving yourself to them. It's giving what you have and what you are to them. Christ, Jesus, God is the true embodiment of love and giving. For Jesus, next slide, didn't only give an example of giving. He is the very standard of it. Kasi hindi siya nagbigay ng hindi niya kailangan. Binigay niya yung pinakamahalaga sa kanya, ang kanyang sarili. So here mga kapatid, last slide. I want to summarize my talk into just 3 phrases. Kung makalimutan nyo ano man pinagsasabi ko sa hapong ito, alalahanin nyo na po itong tatlong ito. Number 1, give freely. Hindi na pipilitan. Hindi dahil kailangan. Give freely. Kasi bukal sa loob. Give freely, give wisely. Hindi lang bigay ng bigay. Pag-isipin mo, ano yung kailangan mo ibigay? Ano yung kailangan ng taong iyon? Is money a solution to his problem? Or is it just a cover up sa tunay na problema? Give freely, give wisely, and give abundantly. May we all exemplify the love of Christ through giving. God bless us all.